Well, hello everybody and welcome back to another video from the Veg Grower Podcast. And what a week it's been, to say the least. So what I've got for you is a couple of my daily vlogs, which I'll pot up now, and then I'll come back at the end and have a little chat with you again. Well, but today in the potting shed I'm actually going to be sowing some seeds. We're in March, really is king time to start sowing seeds. Now if you look just down here, I've brought in a few seeds that I'm going to be sowing, and we've got some kohlrabi, some salsify, cabbage, kale, endive. So plenty of seeds to get going. But I've also got some tiger nuts, which I saved from what I grew a couple of years ago. And then I've also got some aubergine, a variety called Long Purple. Now the aubergines, I've actually already got plenty of aubergine plants growing that were sown back in January. They were grown under heat and lights, so I want to see how these ones get on just out here without any supplemental heat or lights. So just down here I've already set up several seed trays that I've filled with seed sowing compost and perlite, and I have also already written out the labels. So nothing really complicated about sowing seeds, is there? We just get the seed packet out, open it up. Let's not forget to pop the label in. This is aubergine, so one of these labels, there we go, there's the aubergine one, we'll put it in that one. So pop the label in before I sow seeds is what I always do, and sprinkle over the seeds. Now in the case of aubergines, if these all grow, I could end up with way too many aubergine plants. Don't mind, because I can always find something to do with them. I'm going to sow these tiger nuts. Now these seeds are pretty damn huge, and they're actually kind of what you eat. They're more like tubers than seeds. Now you can hear that crowing behind me. That is actually Bunny, one of my male quail, who's been put into isolation because he's been fighting with all the other quails. And what he's doing at the moment is actually calling out for a female. Basically he wants to get, so that's got tiger nuts sown. Let's get the rest of these seeds sown. Right, well that's got the seeds sown, so what I'm going to do now is just sprinkle over some more seed sowing compost just to give it a bit of a light covering. Usually I'd use my sieve, but I've lost my sieve, so instead I'm using this old deep fat fryer cover instead. Works just as well, don't see any harm in it, and all I want is a nice light covering. Now finally, one of the most important jobs, of course, give it a good spray of water. And well, there we have it, 7 trays of seeds now all sown. They're all going to live out in this shed where they should hopefully all germinate and grow on. That's it for this week's seed sowing session. Recently a friend asked me what I was going to do about the threat of isolation with the current coronavirus, particularly with food. Now my answer to that was quite simple: go out in the garden and get plenty of food. Now currently we have plenty of lettuce, plenty of rhubarb, plenty of herbs, purple sprouting broccoli, Jerusalem artichokes. We have a fair bit of food still coming in. So I personally am not worried, but then I started to think, what if we were put into isolation tomorrow? and we can't even go down the allotment. We have to stay within the confines of our house. What would I do then? Now, still the food I've just listed is still available. We've also got a freezer full of food from last year. And also, of course, let's not forget I have my chickens, which provide us with a couple of eggs every day. Then there's a quail as well, which aren't laying at the moment, but they could be. But what else could I do to make sure I have plenty of fresh food every day? Well, after a lot of thought and deliberation, I think I came up with an answer. And that answer that I came up with was quite simple: microgreens. So I've set myself up again. I've got one of these seed trays full of multi-purpose compost. And today I'm going to sow these coriander microgreens. Now, these seeds are intended to be microgreens. But in the past I have found that I have saved seeds that have gone out of date specifically for this purpose, and that's been quite successful, as well as being recycling, reusing, and not letting things go to waste. Now, you sow these quite thickly because you don't want the plants to grow big. Let's just cover that with some compost, and that is really good to go. They will grow on, and hopefully next week we'll come back and see just how well they have gone on and if they are ready. Now, coriander isn't the only plants we can use for this. We can use sunflower, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, obviously lettuce and salad leaves, a whole host of plants that we can use for microgreens. More importantly, it's just the quick turnaround. As I say, what if the government suddenly turns around tomorrow and says, well, you're in isolation? I don't think that's going to happen, but this is going to be an option. So if you are thinking about this and have got any other ideas of something that you would be doing, please let me know. I'd be interested to find out. Well, that's a couple of my little vlogs that I've made over this last week, but since making those, obviously coronavirus has taken a turn for the worst for everyone, and I've certainly felt it in my daily life. So what this means is I'm probably going to be able to produce a lot more videos. I'm probably going to be producing more podcasts, which are the main thing that I do, and there'll probably be more blog posts. So if you want to find out more about what's going on, then check out my website at theveggrowpodcast.co.uk. But most importantly, please everybody, stay safe, and I will see you again on the next one. Please take care.